Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at and installing our eTrailer invisible base plate on our 2024 Ford Bronco. Your base plate is going to be one of your 5 main components you're going to need to get set up to flat tow. You're going to need your base plate, you're going to need a tow bar, you'll need safety cables, some form of tow bar wiring, and you're also going to need a braking system. One thing that's nice about this base plate is how easy it is to get unhooked. All you have to do is unpin it, and then pull your pin through. Then you can pull your arm out. Then when you want to get this end of it out, you'll have to remove your pin, give this a quarter turn, and that pulls out. Then you can undo your safety cable. Now, a lot of Bronco owners are concerned about the way things are going to look after you get this all installed. The nice thing about these is we're not going to have any kind of crossbar that comes across. All it's going to have is its separate module that goes in each side, and it basically replaces your tow loops that are on here. So this just mounts in place of those. And really, I think the finish on it looks really good. It kind of blends in really well with our flat colored bumper. Another thing that's nice about these, if you do much off-roading or anything like that, this is going to come with these little caps, and you're going to be able to pop those in place, and that's going to help keep dirt and debris out of these. So you're going to have those to look on there, and I think it actually makes it look pretty good as well, and it kind of helps it hide them even a little bit more. Your base plate kit is also going to come with this bracket, and what's nice about this is it's really heavy duty bracket and has different options that you can have. So say you have an Air Force One set up and you have an air nozzle, you can actually have air coming out of one of these and then have your plug installed. It's also going to give you a place where you can hook up your breakaway switch, so it is going to have a tab back there where you can get that put in place. Now on our case on this one, we did have to modify this one a little bit by cutting off one of the arms that come back because we have a plastic panel back here, but it was pretty easy to do to get that cleaned up and just shoot a little paint on that. Other than that, it's really heavy duty design and mounted straight to our steel bumper, so it's going to hold up for a long time. So one of the things you want to keep an eye on if you're looking to get your Bronco set up to flat tow is you want to take a look at our fit guide and make sure that you're getting the right setup for your Bronco. A lot of the Broncos now have a lot of different trim packages and bumpers that are available for them, so make sure you're getting the right setup for you. Other than that, if you have any questions or comments about this setup for your Bronco, you can always leave a question or comment down below in the comment section, or you can get a hold of one of our experts here at eTrailer. Somebody'd love to help you out. As far as installation goes, you will have to take off the bumper and do a little bit of drilling, but it really isn't too bad. It's something you can definitely get done yourself. If it's something you don't have time to do or the space or the tools, you can always take a look at our dealer locator and get something done for you locally. If it's something you want to tackle yourself, stick around, watch our video, and we'll help you get it installed. To start our installation, we're going to need to remove our plastic cover that's around our tow loops here. So what I'm going to do is use my little plastic clip tool and just get behind that and just kind of start getting that to pop out. And there's going to be little clips back there that's going to hold it in place. And we'll just start working our way around that. Once you get it popped loose, all we're going to do is just pull back on it and just pop it off of our little clips and pull that straight back. As you can see here, the little clips that hold it in place. For our next step, we want to get our loops out of the way. So we're going to take a 15mm socket and remove these 3 in the front on each side. With an extra set of hands, I'm going to have somebody hold the bumper for me while I get these removed. Now we can pull our bumper back, and keep in mind we're probably going to have some wiring here. It looks like I'm going to have one connection here. All I'm going to do is have somebody hold the bumper, push in this tab, remove that. Now we can set our bumper off to the side. On the back of our bumper, we're going to have this little 8mm, and that's holding our hook in place. So we're just going to get that removed on both sides. And now both of these will not be reinstalled, nor our hardware, so we're just going to get that put off to the side. We will be reusing our factory hardware that goes into the front of these. On the inside of our bumper, we have it marked out. We're going to need to get this cut out. This is pretty thick metal, so I'm going to use a cut-off wheel and just take my time and get this cut out. We're going to do this on both sides. You can use whatever you want. You can use, if you have like a reciprocating saw or whatever you have that you can get this cut out with. After we get that all cut, let's get that moved out of the way. Now I came back through and just cleaned up our edges a little bit and took a paint pen and just went around and got this all sealed up, and that's going to help prevent any rust in the future. On each side of our frame, we're going to have this hole that we're going to need to enlarge. We're going to run it through and then through the other side and just make sure that both of them are at a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take my 1/2 inch drill bit and get these enlarged on both sides of our vehicle. After we have the hole all drilled out, and come back through with a little bit of black spray paint and just spray those, and that's going to keep us from having rust and corrosion in the future. To give us a little more room to get at our bolt that's going to go through our frame on both sides, I'm going to take this skid plate off, and these are going to be 15mm bolts, and we're going to have 4 of them. These 2 in the front, we're going to completely remove. These 2 in the rear, they're going to be slotted, so we're just going to back those off a little bit. Now we can just slide our skid plate out and set it aside. So we got to test fitting our base plate and realized we needed to open up this slot that we made in the back part of our bumper. So we came back through and cut that out a little bit bigger to make our base plate fit right down in there nicely, and we did that on both sides. What we're going to do now is we're going to get our base plate pushed into our frame. Then we're going to have our hole back here. We're going to have blue Loctite on all of our hardware from this point on, so we want to make sure we get that on everything. Now we'll just get our bolt in through our frame and our base plate. Now I'll take our nylock nut and get that installed on the back side of our bolt. Just want to go down finger tight with that. Now we'll just take our bumper and get it lined up over our base plate. And we're going to get above our plastic strip here. And don't forget to plug in any of your electrical connections you may have behind your bumper. We just want to get one of our bolts started. And we are using our factory hardware. And what we're doing is we have Loctite on all of our bolts, and you will have Loctite supplied in your kit. So just get those in finger tight to hold our bumper in place. After we have our bumper all centered up, what we want to do is come back through and snug down our bolts here in the front. Now we'll come back through with our torque wrench and torque down our hardware in the front to the specified torque listed in our instruction manual. Now we want to snug down our bolts that go through our frame. Can be a tight fit to get up in there. Just use your 19 millimeter or 3/4 socket and get those snug down on both sides. After our front bolts are torqued down, we want to come back through and torque down our bolts that go through our frame to the specified torque listed in our instruction manual. Now, if you don't have a torque wrench, you could pick one up here at eTrailer, or you could always take a look at your local auto parts store. You should be able to rent one there. With everything torqued down, now we can just pop on our covers. Just line up our tabs, get that pop back in place. Now, normally at this point we would put our skid plate back on, but at this point we're going to have a few more accessories we're going to need to get installed for our flat toe setup, so we're going to do that later on. For our cables on our base plate, I went ahead and installed these because they're really hard to see them getting installed. So what we ended up doing is we ran our cable up one side of our frame, and we went up and around our frame and then ended up coming back down. Now, our goal was to make sure we have our cable set up where it's at least behind one of our body mount bolts, and that's really heavy duty right there. So we did end up getting our cable to go around behind that. Then we brought them down, and we have these tabs that come off the bottom of our base plate. We went ahead and went through those and then ran our cables up above that. Now, normally you would have your cables in your rings hanging down. So what we have on this one is we're going to have a metal skid plate that comes down, and I didn't want these rings coming down and rattling on our skid plate or giving us issues when we go putting that back in place. So what I ended up doing is getting these set up where I could push these up, and I ran a wire tie, 2 of them actually. If you have a really long one, that one will work as well. But I ran through both of our loops and then ran a loop over the top of our frame to where that will hold up both of these loops where they won't come down and rattle and make contact with our skid plate, and it won't give us any issues when we reinstall that, so that way we won't have any issues in the future. With all of our other components installed, I think it turned out really well the way it looks appearance-wise. We went ahead and got our skid plate back in place. And with that, that'll do it for our look at and our installation of our eTrailer base plate kit for our 2024 Ford Bronco. I'm Scott with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.